using social media to power your SEO campaign. So, I'm some guy in a tie. Why should you listen to me? Well, I've been doing SEO for about 3 years. I mainly do it for myself. I have a couple clients. And I'm probably the biggest social media hater you're going to find. Foursquare, all that stuff, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, it's awesome. You know, it's going to change the world, whatever. It's great, but let's see how we can really make it work for us doing our search engine optimization campaigns. I got into SEO I had a relative who was on TV for about 10 years. And so when you type in my name into Google when I was 16, you would get a combination of him, Josh Hartnett, and his Playboy bunny wife. And so at 16, I said, I have to learn how to outrank all this porn and stuff coming up for my name. This is ridiculous. And so I sat down and started teaching myself the fundamentals of search engine optimization. And I'm some guy in a tie. So that's kind of where we're starting, and we'll figure it out. I'm going to leave plenty of time for question and answers. Whenever I go to one of these, I feel like there's never enough time to get in the really solid questions and the really hard-hitting answers. So hopefully we'll be able to do some of that. All right, so what are we going to do here today? What is the goal? The goal is use social media to build links. If you know anything about SEO, you know primarily it's just about links. The more relevant, quality, authoritative links you have to your site with good anchor text, the better you're going to do. Pretty much that's what we're looking to do. We don't want to get new traffic like crazy. It's social media, so we're going to leverage our existing users to get new traffic. We're not going to go buying traffic like crazy or paying people. We want to leverage what we have to get more. We want the most out of what we have. Find new users. You know, this is where the social media people tell you, your business is going to be changed by social media. Twitter is going to make you $1 million. Who cares? Let's use Twitter to get us on top of Google where people are really looking. Yeah, there's, a ton of people on Twitter, but there's a ton more people on Google. So for right now, social media to power SEO. There might be a day when it's SEO to power social media. It's not here yet. And we're going to establish best practices. So when you're talking about what's the best way to talk to people on Twitter, how do I subtly suggest that they link to me, we're going to figure out how we can do the best that we can do. Right? We're going to use ideas that other people have done to make sure that we're not being tacky or upsetting people on the social medias because they have a big podium to stand on and they can yell a lot louder than I can. So if you screw up, it's a little bit serious. Basics for leverage. So we have to understand that even though you have a business or you're working, so if you're working with your business, you've got to do the best practices for SEO. And for example, if you have a yearly event, Salsa Fest 2010, there's no reason to make a new page for Salsa Fest 2010 every year. You should have josh.com/salsafest, and every year you update the page. This way, as years go by, and you get more links to you, when the newspaper links to you saying that Salsa Fest 09 was awesome, and you get a serious one-way inbound link, you're going to have that same one-way inbound link for 2011 and 2012. And so every year you're going to compound on these events that you're doing. These pages should have short URLs. Don't make it hard to link to. Don't make people work hard. People are lazy. And especially people who give you links, they don't want to work hard to do something for you. So make it as easy as possible for them to link to your stuff. Josh.com/salsafest, that works great. Josh.com/ oh man, this is awesome, great Salsa Fest 2010 interview, not so great. If you're going to use a URL shortener, don't overcomplicate it. I like Bitly, I like Owly, I like all those, but Bitly I find works the best. They do 301 redirects. I don't want to get too technical into the SEO, but it's going to pass link juice. We're going to talk about that later. Use social to point to your site. It's time to stop with this idea that we have to promote every other service and every other website but our own. When I go to a restaurant and I sit down, or a hair cutting place, and I sit down and they have a sign, and on the sign there's Twitter, Foursquare, Facebook, MySpace, and 20 other services that I've never heard, Friendler, whatever. Why are they promoting those services? Why not promote your own site? So let's build brand equity in what we have. Point people to your site, because when MySpace goes out and they're done and they're not cool anymore and suddenly you have a MySpace profile, dude? Are you serious? Well, then you've just built links for MySpace for the last 3 years. You're not doing anything for yourself. So stop promoting all that other stuff. Yeah, okay, if you want to put your website and you want to put the little Twitter bird or the little Facebook F or what have you under it, cool, you can do that. But the most important thing is get people to your website where you can do something with them, where you can get their email address, where you can build a list that you're going to be able to use in the future. It's time to stop building links for MySpace and time to stop building links for Twitter. Yeah, it's free, but if you're working for them, it's really not free. So yeah, Twitter's fine, Facebook's fine, but make sure you're directing people there through your website. And make sure you have a good website. Come on, it's going to be the face of your business. If possible, you can, I'm working on a plugin right now for WordPress, and you can program this pretty easily. It should be really cheap to outsource, or if you're handy with code, you can do it yourself. But I'm working on the idea of let's build links to your Twitter profile via your website. How do you do this? Well, you can use variables in your URL to direct people to Twitter. For example, you can say josh.com $D equals T for Twitter, or F for Facebook. So when you say to people, hey, check out my Facebook profile, because maybe you want them to go to your Facebook profile and you want them to be your friend. That's awesome. I'm not hating on that. What I'm saying is you shouldn't do facebook.com/yourbusiness. You should do josh.com/D equals Facebook. D equals destination. Sorry. The variables get very obscure. But yeah, D equals destination. So this way, when Facebook eventually makes everybody so mad because they're outing their personal lives to the whole world, and people say, all right, that's it, Facebook's over, we have a new thing that's really cool, you don't have a ton of links to Facebook. You have a ton of links to your website. This is how you do that. Social media link building. So you can use whoever you like. There's a ton of URL shorteners out there. TinyURL, Bitly, Owly, they are a dime a dozen. I like Bitly the best. It's bit.ly, and they really rock and roll for URL shortening. Everybody uses them. Fun tip, if you're analyzing a competitor, which in the SEO space I spend a lot of my time doing, if you throw a plus sign on the end of a Bitly URL, you're going to get all the statistics and analytics for that URL. So you want to know how many people clicked on a specific link, and it's not your link? Awesome. Throw a plus sign on the end of that Bitly URL. You're going to know if this person is saying, oh my goodness, I'm the most popular thing on Twitter ever, when they have 3 clicks to their Bitly URL. You know, maybe something is a little incongruous there. But, you got to be nice, so don't call them out on it. It works best for other people's links. So if you're going to link to someone else, use Bitly. You're going to jam into your profile. It helps them out. It's a friendly thing to do. And with social media, it's all about being friendly and being cool. So yeah, that's the way to do it. I like Bitly. And if you can, there's the Bitly site lets you do keywords in the URL. The spam right now that's happening on Twitter with Bitly suggests that if you can work a keyword into your Bitly URL, it might help you. That's kind of, don't be crazy and be like bit.ly.com/ let's buy Cialis now, mortgage, home approval, breast enhancement. That's not going to work that good. But if you can, work your keyword into the Bitly URL. There's some evidence that suggests that that's going to help you. And this evidence I keep an eye on my last name, and so there was the Playboy wife that was in my family for some time, not my wife. And so her name shows up in these keyword-stuffed URLs of, it's obscene. But it's useful for this. So keywords in the Bitly URL if you can. Throw in a keyword or two. And most of the Bitly stuff is kind of a gold mine because people haven't really figured out that it doesn't have to be bit.ly.com/lowercase a, capital H, T, A, whatever. You can do bit.ly.com/Josh or bit.ly.com/Phoenix SEO or bit.ly.com/your keyword here. I'm saying bit.ly.com. It's bit.ly, but for all intents and purposes, it's .com. So why don't you want to use a URL shortener? Well, it's the same thing that we've been talking about before. You're kind of losing out with the brand equity. If that URL shortener does not find venture capital funding and they go out of business, awesome. Now you have a million links floating out there with URL shorteners that are completely worthless. You might as well have just spent your time blogging on some forum that no one cares about. If you can, use your own URL shortener. Why not? WordPress has plugins for this. Does people in here use WordPress? Show of hands. All right, WordPress, rock it. It's awesome. For SEO, I'd say arguably it's the best SEO tool out there. It lets you push out relevant, highly optimized content ridiculously quick, and Google loves it. So the WordPress 3.0 has a built-in URL shortener. You can hit a button. It says Get Short Link. It's on top of the post, and it does exactly what I outlined before. josh.com/p = 29. So that works really well. If you can, do that. You'll see on Twitter that the big boys, like the really serious SEO people, have started to buy their own shortened domain names. So they buy j.me or jz.me, and they forward all those links to their own site. And they use 301 redirect so that it passes link juice. And that's cool because now for every single post on your site, you have a cool shortened URL. And so when people retweet it or Facebook, put it on other people's Facebook wall or shout it from the highest mountaintop they can, you're building link equity. Once a URL has been used and it's done, if you have Salsa Fest and Salsa Fest is no more, but there's a new exciting event coming in called, Marimba. I don't know what other kinds of dancing? Marimba? I don't know. Marimba Fest. And so that's awesome. You can do that. And so just 301 Salsa Fest to the Marimba. Ray Hoffman, Sugar Ray, she's really awesome. I highly recommend you follow her blog. She has a great article on how to implement your own URL shortener with WordPress. And this URL is kind of an example of what I was saying, where things are really long and complicated. However, if you get a chance to check that out, this presentation will be online. And you can implement your own URL shortener. Really cool stuff. Highly recommend it. So how to use these short URLs? How do we do this social media stuff? You can't just put 30 million buttons on your site with Dig and Twitter and Facebook. It just doesn't work. People get paralysis through analysis. If you give them 40 options, it means they're less likely to pick any given option. So keep it simple. You should go around your site and make a list of social opportunities. What's a social opportunity? I just bought this awesome towel. It's called a ShamWow. I just got a stain out of my blouse with OxyClean. I'm really into infomercials, if you can't tell. And you can go around your site, and it doesn't matter what your business is. I don't care if you're selling weight loss pills. I don't care if you're selling nothing. I don't care if you're a charity. It doesn't matter. You can go around your site and find places where people can tell other people what they're doing on your site. Social opportunities. It's in those places that you need to make it as easy as possible for people to tweet about your awesome website, or that they lost 3 pounds, or that they just donated to your awesome charity. So go around, check out your site for social opportunities. In those places, put really easy things for them to do on popular services. Don't go crazy with the share this button with 60 million different options in there. Give them the top 3. Give them what you feel is the most popular or the most relevant. Right? A highly relevant thing is going to be better than something that's insanely popular. If you know that all your charity people are on LinkedIn, probably better to put a LinkedIn there than a Twitter. So you got to do your best in that regard. Also, you should incentivize. Why not give people a discount for tweeting out your link? 30% off, 20% off, whatever it takes to get them to send out that tweet, do it. And you can check this because you know that Twitter has, people could delete the tweet. It's a mouthful. But you could delete the tweet and game the system a little bit, but you don't care. They still bought something from you. They still sent out the tweet. Even if they go and delete it later, it's not really a big deal. There's people out there that are like that, but if you're giving them 5% off and they buy from you, you still made 95%. So let's be honest. And it's a lot of effort to screw you out of 5%. If you can, use Google Analytics URL Builder for tracking. This is kind of tough because those URLs can end up very long, but you can go, it's literally called Google Analytics URL Builder, and you'll see in your Google Analytics profile what links are coming from Twitter, what links are working for you, and you can see the campaigns, you can name all kinds of stuff. And so if you can, put in those URLs to your incentivization. They kind of fight each other because the URL Builder makes really long, giant URLs, and I'm saying to use short URLs, but if you're trying to measure ROI, which is something I'm a huge fan of, try to work that in so that you can see where your clicks are coming from and where your conversions are coming from. There's a story I like to tell about social media, and there's a new president. He's the president of a country, and he's meeting with his predecessor. And he sits down with his predecessor, and he goes, I don't know, man, I'm worried about being president. And the previous president says, dude, it's no big deal. If you get in really big trouble, I've written you 2 letters. They are in the top drawer of the desk. 3 months later, huge scandal, political uproar. He really messed up. He was cheating on his wife and embezzling money. So he says, I am in deep. He opens the drawer, opens the first letter, says, Dear Mr. President, you can blame everything on me. This is awesome. Don't worry about it. Blame it on the previous administration. Everything's going to work out fine. he blames it on the previous guy. And it says, sincerely yours, Mr. President, in the Caribbean. It works great. So 6 months later, he messes up again. This time, he's really in deep. He says, wow, I'm so glad I have another letter. This is going to be great. He sits down at his desk. He opens the letter. It says, Dear Mr. President, sit down. Write 2 letters. I'll see you in the Caribbean. So social media has notoriously ruined the idea of accountability because we have this idea of the brand. Oh, we're going to build the brand. Oh, you don't understand. You can't measure social media because it's so awesome that you're going to raise awareness and all this stuff. Let's get out of here with that. We need to measure and be accountable. This is what's so important about social media. This is why we can use SEO, social media to power our SEO, and we can measure a return on investment. We know that people are converting from Google. Awesome. We can use social media to help us do that. So how many people here in e-commerce or that sort of thing, how many people here would have their own affiliate program? Okay, so a few. One of the great ways to build links is to have your own affiliate program. If anybody's a member of the Amazon affiliate program, you know that when you put in your Amazon URL, one of the variables there indicates that you are an affiliate for them. That's how they track your links. You could have your own affiliate program, and you could have josh.com/product123 and affiliate number 45, and that's going to build a one-way link to your site. You just put the code in and set up the affiliate program such that when people go to your site, it's a one-way link. This is a do-follow one-way link. And if you have a lot of affiliates, you're helping yourself by having an affiliate program because they're building links for you. Sure, they may no-follow and no-index your links or cloak them, but most affiliates are not going to do that. It's a really high level of skill there. So you can use an affiliate program to build your links. Another social media opportunity. Affiliate programs, kind of social media. One person vouching for another saying this is awesome. So in a way, that's a great way to help you build links. Good social media campaigns will compound traffic and customers. So once you get somebody to your site from the affiliate program, sweet, get their email address, get their Twitter handle. Do all those things that everybody says to do. Do all that, but make sure that you're getting them there via an affiliate link that's going to help you. There's too many links out there that are some kind of 302 cloaked redirect. Doesn't work. This is the way to do it. It's why Amazon does it. There's a company called Authority Labs. I actually was looking at their link one day. I said, this is really clever. This is the way to do it. So not my idea, but something you can do to help you get rocking and rolling with your link campaign. Other programs. So we're going to kind of go down the gamut of social media here. Foursquare. I hate Foursquare. I'm here. I do things. It drives me crazy. I check in on Foursquare. I'm the mayor. I'm this. I'm that. Look, it's awesome. It's cool. It's new. It's hip. I could probably do without it in my life, and I could probably do without it in my Facebook status updates and in my Twitter stream. However, people love Foursquare. They love checking in. They love saying that, oh, I'm so cool. It's 3:30 in the morning, and I'm in a bar. Look, we get it. You're awesome. However, you can use Foursquare to help your campaign. So you can use the mentality of Foursquare, the gotta catch 'em all, the collect everything, the I have to be the best mentality, the I'm going to tell everyone I know that I'm at Haagen-Dazs ice cream at 1:30 in the morning, shame eating, because I love to shame eat. That is what I do for fun. So create artificial status. That's really what Foursquare does. They create status that doesn't exist, and not like status update, status like, you're really cool, dude. Create artificial status with your website. You can do this any number of ways. Photo galleries, check-ins. If you run a website about Frisbee, you could have, I've played in 10 games. You have a game counter. You could have any number of different ideas, but you got to be creative. Scavenger hunts. I mean, you can do literal scavenger hunts. You can do the idea of, okay, you have to go to 6 different places in the next 2 weeks. If you're a hiking website, you can do a scavenger hunt for awesome hiking in the United States or abroad. So it doesn't matter what you do. There's opportunities here to get this gotta catch 'em all mentality and let people know that, sure, yeah, awesome, I've hiked 3 mountains in the last 2 weeks. And that's a great social opportunity. They can tweet that. And then when they tweet it, they put a link to your website. So now you have a one-way inbound link just because some dude went and climbed a bunch of mountains. Awesome. Also, on forums, if you run a forum, you have the opportunity to say, thanks for this post, or this post was great. Awesome. Why don't you give them an opportunity to tweet about a really awesome post with a one-way link to your website? So these are the kind of social opportunities that I'm talking about when I say that it doesn't matter what you do, there is room for you to be doing social stuff, but if you're going to do social stuff, absolutely make sure that you are optimized to build links to your website. So let's talk about Twitter for a second. I hate to be the guy up here talking about Twitter. Oh yeah, it's going to change the world, it's going to cure cancer. Okay, Twitter's really good, we get it. But there are some best practices that you should use when you're using Twitter. Make sure that your profile link in your Twitter profile is pointing to your website. And make sure that it's pointing back there and it's not obscured and that it's not hard to get to. And it's pretty clear what you do from your profile. If you want people to go from your Twitter profile to your website, it shouldn't be a mystery for them. They shouldn't have to worry about where am I going to end up. I'm Josh. I like SEO. This is my SEO website. Come check me out. Twitter profiles end up, for whatever reason, I mean, they get linked to a lot, and people love to say, oh, check this guy out, and they link his Twitter profile instead of a tweet. And so they end up having authority, and Google loves that stuff. So yeah, jam in there. Make sure your profile is optimized for people, not just, I like sushi and party, and check out this really awesome website that gets trailed off because it's so long and you have no idea what it is. Make people understand where it is they're going and what they're going to do there. And it's a great way to help. There's evidence that Google is working towards an algorithm to determine how important Twitter profiles are, and Twitter's working on the same. So if you can, try to make your profile look authoritative. How do you do this? Well, followers to followees ratio. So when you see those people who have 18,000 followers and they're following 17,999 people, it doesn't look very authoritative. They're just kind of jamming around, making friends, and that's awesome. But the real authoritative profile is going to have 500 followers following 100 people. That's the guy who people are going to be listening to. And it's, if you can emulate your profile to find that kind of ratio, not 5 to 1 in general, just a ratio that makes it look like you're important in the scheme of things, it's going to help. So every time you put out that link, when Google eventually puts out or updates this algorithm that Twitter's important or this person's important on Twitter, let's count this link for something a little bit more than another profile. That's going to be really valuable. So get that really awesome profile. Get the followers. Don't go crazy on following other people. If you have 30 followers and you're following 2 people, that's cool. Work that. Don't get into this idea of I'm only as important as the number of followers I have. It's kind of silly. Also, hashtags. So I know this sounds really stupid and, oh, dude, hashtags, really? But I know that I didn't do it. And when I really sat down and said, wow, how many tweets do I send out that I'm missing opportunities on? If you're an active Twitter user and you're not including a hashtag with every single one of your tweets, you're just doing it for fun. And that's cool. Do it for fun. But when I'm doing it for SEO, I include really general hashtags. So if I say, oh, I'm just about to go and do my presentation on link building with SEO or with social media, hashtag SEO. And so different aggregators, different websites are going to pick that up, and they're going to put that on their website as a tweet that happened. And if I include an awesome link in there, that link is now on this website. And if it's not a bit.ly link or something real crazy, now it's a one-way inbound link from some website that maybe a lot of people link to or a lot of people go to. So the hashtags, if you have room at the end of your tweet, why not include them? If you're talking about just ate a really serious peanut butter sandwich, hashtag food. Maybe some food aggregator will pick it up. There's a lot of opportunities here for you don't have to do anything. All you do is type 5 more letters and you're going to get links. So if you're sending out tweets, you have extra letters, throw a hashtag on there. It's not going to hurt. And people might think you're weird, but when they ask, why are you doing this? And you tell them this, well, they might still think you're weird, but it could work out really good. They may like the idea. So there's some social media link opportunities. I have not talked about YouTube at all, but if you have a channel on YouTube, it's a one-way do follow link from that channel. So if you're putting out a lot of really awesome video content and people are linking to it on YouTube, sweet. Put your website in the channel. You can get a great one-way inbound link from YouTube, and if you have an authoritative profile on YouTube, awesome. You just picked up a really cool one-way link with a lot of content on it that Google loves and has been working on and knows what's on the page, knows what the videos are about, knows what the links are coming from. That's that's awesome. That's like freebie. Google profiles, I don't know if you, how many people here have Google profiles? Okay, it's quite a few. Yeah, you can put like 20 web properties in a Google profile, and obviously it's Google, so it doesn't hurt to tell them that, hey, I'm an SEO guy. I have an SEO blog. Sweet. Those profiles work really well. Why not? It takes 10 minutes to set up, and you can get 5 one-way inbound links from google.com/Josh Ziering. Do that. No reason not to. If you're into food, you're a foodie, these Urban Spoon sort of sites, the Yelp, you can get links from all those profiles, reviews. They work really good. You know, not many people are into the food blog thing for marketing, but if you do, and you are, those are great opportunities. Yahoo Answers, sure, they're no-follow links, but you get a Yahoo answer that gets really popular, that's something that's in popular culture and a lot of people are searching for. It's a great way to pick up another link. And your Facebook profile, if you jam into your privacy settings and you can change the privacy settings so that your links are public, but everything else is private. I'm not really into like sharing my Facebook profile with the world. Some people are. I feel like it might incriminate me one day. So the most important thing is just make sure that your links are public and they will get indexed. So that's it. That's my jam on the social media link building. I'm ready for some solid question and answer. If you guys have questions, I'm going to give it to you with both barrels. So let me know. Yes?
You had mentioned putting your website or your URL on your YouTube channel. Talking about where exactly on the YouTube channel?
So in your YouTube profile, you can change the URL that shows up in your YouTube channel. So it's not in your videos. You can put it in your videos as well, and you should. If you have a video that's relevant to something, or even not relevant to something, you can put a link in there. Why not? It's no followed, but the one in your profile is a do follow link. It passes trust and authority in the eyes of Google. So in your YouTube profile for your channel, there's an option for edit URL, and you can put it in there. Yes? Oh, yes. The question was, where in your YouTube profile is this link? And it's in your YouTube channel. Other questions? Okay. Yes?
Are Twitter links no follow?
Yes, Twitter links are no follow. However,
Even the one on like the profile, like on your profile or SEO?
you know, I don't know. It's a link either way. Why not? I think it is do follow, but I don't want to stand up here and lie to you. I don't know.
Is there any negative SEO impacts of taking a link, then bringing it to Bitly to put a stake on the keyword, and then using a plugin, let's just say Pretty Links, to make it look nice? Is there any negative SEO impacts?
So the
Double cloaking for the purposes of tracking.
The question was, is there any negative SEO impact to bringing a link to Bitly from your website and then using a URL Pretty Links? Okay. It's not the best practice. If you can avoid it, sure. I mean, I would rather have a one-way direct link. But if that's the way you got to do it, that's the way you got to do it. And as long as it's a 301 redirect, I'm not familiar with Pretty Links. But as long as it's 301, you know, it'll bounce around. But yeah, I would always opt for just the straight link. But if you can't do it, that's cool. I'm not familiar with Pretty Links, so I'm not sure how that would work, but it should work. In the back.
Does it have any negative SEO impact to actually have a social media activator on your site, whether it's an RSS feed or a Twitter feed or something of that nature?
So the question is it going to hurt you if you are the aggregator, if you are the person including tweets and RSS feeds in your website? And my opinion is no. I mean, yes, it's duplicate content. It exists elsewhere. But as long as it's relevant to what you're doing and you have unique content, you're not just some kind of black hat spam blog where you aggregate every tweet having to do with weight loss and then you have some acai berry offer, I don't think it's going to hurt. And yeah, you include other people's links on your page, but as long as they're no followed, it's not going to beat you up too bad. And you know, it could be an authority link. So in that regard, sure, why not? I think it's good. All right, round two.
So a quick breakdown between the no follows and the do follow links.
Okay, so the question is, what's the difference between no follow and do follow links? And Google has this idea of trust and PageRank and how important various sites are. And so if you have a site and you link to someone else, it counts as a vote, right? You're voting for the idea that their site is worthwhile. However, if you don't know this site or you're letting users put links on your website, you may not vouch for the credibility of that link. You don't know if they're posting to Cialis advertisements on their website or Viagra pills or what have you. So what you would do is you use the, it's REL equals no follow, that's the code for it. And that no follow is going to say, listen, yeah, this is a link, but my site doesn't vouch for this site. He may have the best Cialis pills in the world, but I don't know, you got to figure that out on your own. So the do follow links are going to say, yeah, that's cool, I vouch for your credibility. And I'm sorry, did I say do follow? Yeah, the do follow links are going to vouch for your credibility, and the no follow links are going to just be, sorry, man, I wish I could help, but I don't know your site. Other questions?
Your business pages or within Facebook versus profile, is there any special differences that you'd be aware of, like if you create a business page within the profile?
So the question is, is there any nuances for using your a business page on Facebook versus your regular profile? And I don't know specifically if there's any nuances that you should be aware of. I would certainly make sure that I would log out of Facebook and try and find that page on Google and see how Google sees it. Other than that, I don't think there's any in particular pitfalls you need to watch out for. Sir?
Are there dangers about oversaturation of links and keywords and things like this?
So the question is, can you oversaturate with keywords in inbound links, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, if you leave a footprint where suddenly your site has 500,000 links all with the same anchor text in 2 days, sure, I mean, that's something that an algorithm can detect, that he's over-optimizing or that he's playing the game. The more diverse your link profile, the better. However, I mean, you can kind of dilute down links, but if you go crazy and you leave a very describable footprint, yeah, you could get hit that way. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to probably take you back to grade school, but I don't understand the hashtags. What are hashtags?
Okay, so the question is, what are hashtags? Twitter culture has started this idea that because there's no real categories for tweets, no tweet falls in the food or wellness or I'm partying or I'm cool category. People have started using hashtags, and that's the # followed by a word or a sentence. And so, I'm presenting about SEO, and then you use hashtag SEO. And so this way, if you go to search.twitter.com, you want to know who's talking about SEO, you type in hashtag SEO, and you're going to get all those tweets that have to do with SEO. So it's kind of a way to manage the madness of Twitter. Other questions? Sir?
It's a little bit different, but which are your favorite Twitter tools at the moment? You have several accounts.
So the question is, what are my favorite Twitter tools at the moment? I don't really do the whole automated Twitter thing. There are people who are into it and say that it's the greatest thing ever, and you get so many followers, but you end up with one of those profiles where you're following 17,998 people and 18,000 people are following you. Yeah, you have a lot of followers now, but how many of them are real people that care about what you have to say? There's probably a lot of spam bots and a lot of people who are like, set me up, dude. I would absolutely love to, read your tweets. And they don't really know it. They just want followers too. So in that regard, I'd say if you're going to do Twitter, do Twitter. Be on there, be a person, be somebody who you can talk to, talk about barbecue, talk about your hobbies, and I like Frisbee and all those awesome things that real people are going to be into. And that you may have less followers, a lot less followers, but you're going to have 30 people who really care about what you say when you put out a tweet rather than, 30,000 people who don't really care and just need you on their friends list. Oh.
Do you have any rules that you use when it comes to your tweets? How many hashtags is too much? How many outbound links is too much?
So the question is, do I have any rules when it comes to tweets? Don't put a million outbound links in one tweet. Don't put so that the whole tweet is just bit.ly links, one after another after another. Twitter is going to probably rock you for that because it looks like spam. And my rule is, as long as it's not crazy and you're not doing 50,000 links in 50,000 tweets every day, jam out. You need to put 3 links in a tweet? No problem, do it. But if you put 3 links in a tweet 1,000 times a day, now you're doing something a little silly. So just use common sense. If you want to put 3 links in there, jam in, by all means.
One more for you. We have a spam assassin program that looks at all our email before it goes out. And I noticed that we started ranking higher on our potential spam score when we use bit.ly, any kind of short URL in our email messages. So we decided to pull it out completely. Do you know a way around it, or are you aware of that?
So the question is, he uses Spam Assassin to keep your email list from compliant, right? And the score of spam goes up when you include shortened links, and he was asking if there's a way around it. Well, obviously, I think what I would suggest is use your own shortening. It's very easy to say that bit.ly links are spammy because you don't know where they're going and who knows what they're used for. Who knows where they end up? So it kind of makes sense that they would see that as spam. So if you can, move away from bit.ly to your own platform, and you should see the score go down, unless you're doing spammy stuff. But it's very easy to say all of bit.ly links are suspect, rather than, jz.com/shortened link or what have you. They don't know about that. That's not a service. So try to use your own links, if possible. In the back. So the question is social media monitoring tools. I really like TweetDeck. I will open up 30 different, it's in columns, so it's organized by columns. So you can get a search for whatever. You can get a search for apple pie or Frisbee, and it will show you every tweet about apple pie or Frisbee. And so TweetDeck's really cool for that, where you can find people who are talking about things that are relevant to you, and then you can engage them as people if you're going to do the Twitter thing. That works really good. TweetDeck's awesome. Other than that, I mean, you can use some of the video aggregators where it's like they go to YouTube and Vimeo. That stuff works, but it's not really a tool. It's just kind of, the name is escaping me at the moment. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's really good. I'll try and put the name in the report later. It'll come to me. Other questions? Sweet. Well, my name is Joshua Ziering. My website is fullspeedseo.com. I write about how much I hate social media a lot on there. I write about SEO. I write about all kinds of goofy things. So if you're into the SEO blog scene, I would not be opposed to you visiting it. And you want to send me questions, comments, hate mail, other things along those lines, joshuaziering@gmail.com. And should you find yourself on Twitter, my Twitter handle is @JoshuaZiering. And I talk about everything from SEO to aviation to intoxication. There's no personal account, no business account. It's all one account. So I'm on there, but be warned. Rock on. Thank you.